Tad Bin-Roo, come on up. Let's hear it for her.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm told that there is a traffic jam somewhere, and therefore people are taking time, right? So, but the early birds gets the best, I presume. So let's start. I cannot keep up with the energy of Andrew, so I'll go hardcore materials. Let me see if the slides are coming on. Let me. Oops. Okay. Let's. My name is Bin-Roo. I'm the Deputy CEO for Chain Up. We have a booth right out there. So I would bet, how many people know Chain Up as a company? Okay, because I have a lot of Chain Up people here. So it's a session that I'll tell you a little bit about Chain Up. We are a very unique company among all the blockchain companies. HQ in Singapore. I'm also the chairperson for Blockchain Association in Singapore. We have 450 blockchain members in Singapore, and very, very few that does only blockchain tech. Right. So we're not an exchange. We don't issue our coins. We are a builder for blockchain exchanges. Yeah, crypto exchanges. Okay, the slides are not coming on. I guess you're working on it. It's okay. We wait for the rest to come in here. It's good to be back in Hong Kong. I haven't been to Hong Kong since COVID started. I used to frequent Hong Kong kind of every quarter or every other month, going to Shenzhen and crossing over to Hong Kong. So it's been a while since I did any shopping here. Maybe I'll tell you a little bit about myself first. I started my career with the big tech companies, with American tech companies. So it has always been tech sales in my career journey. I left the big tech companies, the comfort of rosy MNC. That was the days that Microsoft shares went up from $25 to $150. I shouldn't have left when it was $150 because now it's $250, roughly, right? But I left Microsoft to join a fintech startup, and that is back in 2017 when fintech and AI was very hot. I'm the CEO for One Connect, which is part of the Ping An Group for the last 5 years. And I recently joined Chain Up as the Deputy CEO. I was telling Ron, who's going to be in the panel earlier, that I just kept going to a younger and younger industry as I grew older and older. The average age for Microsoft was like 44, and then I went to fintech, and the average age was like 32, 33. And now in a Web3 company, the average age is like 28. You know.
Horn is up.
Oh, it's up. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So let's start with Chain Up. Okay, and that's where I feel really old in the company, but it's indeed a bit of a different culture. Before I start with Chain Up, I'll just tell you a little bit about the passion on blockchain, right, that our founder has. So I'm a seller for tech, so I'm not a techie person, right? But if you look at the blockchain journey, you will realize that there is a good reason why, so crypto aside, just blockchain, you will realize that the trend of blockchain is actually following this trend of internet users back in 1985. And many people, those who didn't catch on that trend back in 1985 would have really regretted it. And we're seeing this trend of crypto wallet users that's so similar to the internet users in 1985 and doing even better. If you just look at now the crypto trend has went up and down, up and down. It tells you that if you look at all the revolution of the tech, it either goes up and comes down, or at most maybe go a second cycle. This is the fifth cycle that the crypto trend is going up and down. So we at ChainUp believe that blockchain and crypto is here to stay, and it will do something that is totally transformational for the industry. Yesterday also, if you were here yesterday, the very big indicator is the number of developers, Web3 developers. And the reason is very simple. In every era, internet era included, it's the applications on top of the internet that makes a difference. And if you look at the Web3 developers, on a monthly basis, it has been growing 240%. The average number of new Web3 developers continues to add, even though the market is adjusting currently. Right? So that's another thing that we strongly believe that it will continue to grow. The blockchain market right now is about 10 billion. It will continue to grow at a CAGR of 87 to 1.4 trillion. And if you look at, a lot of people ask, where's that 10 billion currently? Is it all in crypto? And the answer is no. So if you look at the pie chart below, it's actually relatively balanced. So I run the Blockchain Association in Singapore, and you realize that it's not just exchanges. Exchanges makes up about 10% to 10% of our membership. The rest of it are all different kinds of services, from corporate services, financial institutions, supply chain, etc. So you see financial institutions, government, healthcare, media and entertainment, retail, transportation, logistics makes a big portion. The part in blue is crypto though. The part in blue is probably about 40%, 45%. Yeah. And then the new areas that will continue to grow, those areas are where crypto is accepted. Like now is in Hong Kong is going to grow to be very hot, as well as healthcare, track and trace, post-COVID, supply chain financing, and then DeFi finance. So this is Hong Kong, right? So this data is back in 2020, and actually the report came out before COVID, right? So I would think that in the last few years, since it didn't grow due to COVID, now that it's opened up, it should grow really fast. So if I assume the number is going to be the same, to be 214 million, it means for the next 3 years in Hong Kong, it should grow 10 times. So now, a little bit about ChainUp. So ChainUp, we started in China in 2017. Our founder is a young, smart, intelligent young man. He's a techie. He is an architect in China Mobile as well as Baidu in his younger days. And in those days in China, I think all his friends are traders, and that's where the money comes from. Every other day there is a crypto exchange coming up. And him being a techie decided that he will focus on tech and tech alone. So ChainUp, we have been a builder of crypto exchanges since 2017. Today's ChainUp is HQ in Singapore. We also have an entity in Hong Kong. And we span over 30 countries, 200 staff, over 5 different offices. We built altogether more than 450 crypto exchanges across, and having more than 1,000 clients. And because not all are exchanges, some of them uses our wallet, some of them uses our custody solutions, more than 1,000 customers, but 450 exchanges out of 2,000 exchanges in the world is roughly about 22% market share. And if you look at, I don't know if there's anyone from the Blockchain Association in Hong Kong, but if you look at the Singapore Blockchain Association's 450 members, you will hardly find 10 that that only does blockchain tech and has scale and is profitable. I would say Chainout is one of a unique kind that I see. On our platform, this is 60 million users on our platform. Binance is about 90 million. So we're not that far away from Binance collectively. We operate a SaaS model that's built on AWS. So a lot of users on our platform. Of course, these are smaller users, so the transaction volume will be then lesser than Binance. But on a year basis, we are still top 10 compared globally, more than $470 billion per transaction volumes on our platform. So this is a bit of a crowded slide, but it tells you what is on an exchange. It is actually very hard to build your own exchange, given that there is evolving regulations, emerging tech. Blockchain by itself has just grown and evolved and strengthened so much along the years. And for exchange, there is a centralized component, there is a decentralized component. So there's actually a lot to handle when it comes to building your own exchange. So if you look at our exchange currently, we are a one-stop shop solution that has all your trading, liquidity, wallet solutions. It supports all your transaction types from spot trading, derivatives, leverage, ETF, and NFT platforms, security features built in, a full set of operational tools for you to manage your exchange, and of course a 24/7 customer support. Out of 450 exchanges that we have built and serviced, we have 0 security breaches over the last 5 years. And I think AWS does a good job. That's what my founder also says, that all the 5 years, we were down 2 times with AWS, one due to an earthquake and the other due to some fire, I think. Yeah, but the service level on AWS, I think, for exchange is 24/7. We're not, unlike the traditional exchange, there's weekdays, right? Yeah. Our deployment methods is 3 different methods. Later on, you will realize that, and it's good to know that we're quite unique having these 3 deployment methods. You can choose the SaaS version. You can choose your privatized hosting version, and you can choose a 100% privatized version, which means you get your source code. You get your source code and you do what is called in the traditional space like on-premise but on the cloud, right? So because we believe that there will be data sovereignty issues, the trend or the timing to get to market your exchange is super important. It doesn't make sense to build. It does make sense to meet all the regulations at that point in time in order to set up your exchange fast. And not only that, right? Not only the exchange, we do much more than just building the exchange. We provide all the surrounding services around it. So if you look at it, when you build your exchange, you just cannot go live yet because you need a wallet for your users, you need liquidity support, you will need not only tools but also custody solutions, etc. Everything surrounding what you need in order to start trading is available on our platform. You just switch them on, or choose not to switch them on for that matter if you don't need them. But on top of the main exchange, all the surrounding services is all in one package. And with that, we can build and go live in 7 days, right? So I will tell you very confidently that I have not seen, I've evaluated Chainout very deeply before I joined. I have not seen a blockchain company that can go live in 7 days. Yeah, that has everything that you need. You will see service providers maybe having a portion of the solution, but you will not see a service provider that has every single module that you need in a crypto exchange to go live in 7 days. Of course, in reality, people don't go live in 7 days. They may take a month or so, mainly due to their internal process, approvals or setups, etc., etc. Yeah, but the actual configuration, 7 days, you are done. You can do customization. We don't encourage it, but then, of course, we understand that increasingly there will be customizations that is required, and it will take a bit more time, but largely you can use the solution as it is. I will only go through a couple of our modules. So I pulled out 1 or 2 modules that I thought I'll show you instead of all the modules that we have on the exchange. I'm also not versed enough to be able to tell you that. If you are keen to know a whole lot more about the individual modules, please come to our booth later on. We have a whole bunch of salespeople that can talk you through. But our wallet is one that is very versatile, easy to customize, has all the securities fit in. You can customize your fees setup, you can do all your convenience setup, and you'll be done in a day, right? So I think for wallet, it's quite a easy to use, popular solution. And then I took out 2 security products that is new. And in the early days, exchanges don't kind of really care about compliance solutions. So they just need to trade. But then now with the FTX collapse and everything, there's a lot of requests from ChainUp with regards to security solutions on our exchange. So these are 2 examples. One of it is the MPC wallet. It's the multi-party computational wallet, which allows you to let your customer have the option to self-custodize their own coins. So it splits up the keys into 3 different parties, so it's a little bit more secure. It allows you to retrieve your password if you lose it. It's chain agnostic, supports over a lot of different protocols that our platform supports. That's one solution. And then the other solution is our Chain I solution, which is the KYT solution, Know Your Transaction solution. If you came from the Web 2 space, Web 2 is all about KYC, whereby you do your facial recognition, AI, OCR, reading your IDs, etc. You don't get all that in Web 3 because everything is a hashtag on the blockchain. It's meant to be transparent yet not transparent somehow, right? So there's nothing much you can check, right? So KYT is a tool that we build that allows you to check the risk level of a wallet address. So a wallet address is it's a string of numbers, right? So there's nothing you can check on it. Basically, because our platform is so broadly used that we now have tagged addresses that are sanctioned, in sanctioned countries, addresses that are high risk, addresses that are blacklisted, etc. And then we connect the number of nodes it goes through before it touches the address. This is actually very useful for financial institutions that wants to service Web3 companies because financial institutions are just so worried and so scared to service Web3 companies. The first thing they want to know is maybe is there something I can do to track? So this tool provides 2 things. Number one, it gives you a risk score on your wallet address. And second, it traces the fund flows to and from that address. Yeah, so it works also very well for investigation of fraud cases. Yeah, so these are the 2 newest security products that we've launched recently. ChainUp believe, and there's a good reason why we stayed in tech. We could have made more money being an exchange ourselves, right? Yeah, so the Web3 community is a very integrated, passionate community. To be very honest, I felt the last 3 months I saw a different culture in the Web3 community. Someone talked about culture yesterday on the panel actually, and I think it really kind of nailed it. Web3 is a different culture, and coming from the Web 2 space, everyone will be thinking Web3 are a bunch of kids needing some guidance, etc. Web3 companies are now importing talents from Web 2, and it's a very good trend. From the Blockchain Association's point of view, from the overall growth of the community's point of view, I think it's really important to have this blend of talents between Web 3 and Web 2 to enhance the ecosystem so that it continues to grow. Because the passion that is brought about in these Web 3 communities by the young generation is something I have not seen in Web 2. Myself has a 23-year-old son. And like all parents, I worry about our young generation being able to work hard, being able to do well, right? And I saw, and in Singapore, they are so lacking of entrepreneur spirit, but I saw all the young entrepreneur spirit in Web3. And I think we cannot miss, as a little bit of a kind of different generation, we cannot miss the energy and the culture that is built up in Web3, right? So we want to bring the Web3 tech to Web2 as a company vision. We feel that the best thing you can do, instead of just saying that I'm going to go into Web3 and play with crypto, which is not the case, right, is to appreciate what has been built in Web3. And the most important thing that is built in Web3 is the exchange tech. Look at your traditional exchanges. Your settlement is T+7, T+5. You're lucky if it's T+2, right? It's real-time exchange for cryptos, right? And a whole bunch of listing capabilities, market-making activities that is fully automated. Just the Web3 tech itself, if you kind of dismantle it out into pieces, it can really benefit the Web2. So we want to bring the Web3 tech to Web2. And we believe that it's only a Web3 company that can do this, not any fintech out there that can do this. And the Web3 company that can bring the tech to Web2 will be a winner in the industry. And we strive and aim to be that, right? So if you look at just across all 4 processes, from how to secure your digital assets in terms of wallet custody, how to pay and transfer, how to trade and invest, and lastly, there are some tokenization revolutionary. Yesterday also on the panel, there's a lot of tokenization thing. And these are all 4 areas that financial institutions or TradFi can experiment with Web3 tech. So they're all available on the ChainUp tech stack. And so we're taking our existing tech stack to fit the FI's requirements. So if you are a bank in the audience and wondering how do I blend into the Web3 space, how do I compete when there's going to be crypto exchanges in Hong Kong, come to our booth, because we have the right expertise to help you. So last, I will repeat our value proposition a little. Sorry for parroting it. So we are a one-stop shop, everything that you need with regards to building a crypto exchange. Right? Can't find a competitor. If you do find a competitor close to our solution, please tell me. And then we're a tested builder. We built 450 exchanges with volume and scale. We covered 150 countries, 120 currency. So and interoperable. So 80 coin types, more than 100 blockchain protocols, a lot of tools, highly secure, built on AWS, all the advanced cryptographic technology, MPC, which is the multi-party capability wallet, and then all the compliance, AML, KYC, FCA, GDPR, all met. Right, so plus that 24/7 customer support, which is so important. Right, so there's no player out there like us. We are the unique ones. If you go around the booth, which I did yesterday, I don't think I saw a tech player only. Service providers, there are quite a lot. And then lastly, we believe with a lot of learnings, right? So just like a lot of Web3 companies, as they go through evolutions and evolutions of learning, we believe a strong board is important, you know, so the passion is important in Web3, yes, but a strong governance is important as well, so we can bring the company to scale to service the financial institutions, right? So our strong board you may not recognize all of them. If you are Singaporean, you will recognize, right? So we have a very, very senior board in all the different spaces, from government, banking, consultancy, investment. And the young man that you see in the middle under technology, he's our founder, Mr. Sailor Chong. Yeah. Lastly, I cover Singapore and Hong Kong. As a deputy CEO, we have a full Hong Kong-based local team to service Hong Kong. We want to help Hong Kong achieve his ambition to be the crypto hub in Asia, right? So, and I think there's a lot that we can bring to you. Here's the Hong Kong-based team. They're all here, right, sitting all right in front. And our booth is right there, so I'll see you later. That's all I have. Thank you so much.